Charleston on Parents' Day at the Citadel. Bears silence the cannons. For those of you that have not been to the Citadel, every time they score, they fire the cannons and will make you jump out of your seat. They did fire them a couple of times, but it was not because they had a score all day, and that's a good thing. The Bears get the win. 38-0, a lot of great plays what Coach will share with us, but just a couple of things. Braden Atkinson threw for 304 yards and 4 touchdowns, 28 of 34, no interceptions. First Mercer quarterback to throw 4 touchdown passes since Fred Payton accomplished that in 2022. And just a few moments ago, Atkinson was named the Stats Perform FCS Freshman of the Week in the nation, which is pretty outstanding. 2 receivers right at 100 yards. Dabbs and Harris had outstanding days. C.J. Miller carried the ball 7 times for 100 yards, including a record-breaker 79-yard touchdown run that was the longest in Mercer history. So a lot of things for Coach to talk about. Main thing, the Bears took care of business, got the win. And then preceding this week, a very tough matchup coming up at Johnson City on Saturday night against ETSU. With the third SoCon game for the Bears. Mercer leads the series 6-4. Last year, the Bears defeated ETSU 37-31. With that, head coach Mike Jacobs.
Good afternoon. Good to see everybody today. Certainly really pleased, one, with the outcome right on Saturday, but more pleased with how our kids prepared and the way that they then played on Saturday. Anytime you can go on the road and again, going into the game, I have quite a bit of respect for Coach Drayton and how they prepare and in all 3 phases, I think they do a really good job scheming folks. And so to go on the road, to pitch a shutout defensively against an option-based offense, to put 38 points up offensively, and then again, they present quite a few challenges in the special teams game. As you see, they always try to steal a possession. They opened the second half with a surprise onside. We did a great job recovering it, and so I thought our special teams also played really well. So for us, certainly our most complete game of this young season in all 3 phases. Offensively, obviously our freshman quarterback threw for over 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. Braden did a tremendous job. Again, of just making very quick decisions and getting the ball out quickly. He was able to do that because our offensive line and led by our offensive line coach, Brian Folkerts, he's done a great job getting that group better each week. They kept the pocket reasonably clean. Really, we had one sack on the day, but it was kind of a scramble that was, about a 2-inch worth of a sack. So really pleased with how the offensive line played and protected our quarterback. Pleased how he got the ball out. He completed passes to 9 different wide receivers. Certainly Dabbs and Kendall Harris had big days for us. That's Kendall's second 100-yard game in back-to-back weeks. And he continues to be one of the most consistent people in our program, both on and off the field. So it took us a little while to get the running game going, slipped a few times on what I thought we had a chance to have some big runs on, and then finally CJ broke loose. They also were kind of loading the box some, so you don't want to just run into bad looks to say you did, so kind of took what they gave us in that department, but pleased with the offense and how they performed, pleased with the output. Defensively, again, obviously Julian Fox had a huge game for us with 9 tackles and the interception, first of his career. Caleb Hutchinson is a young man who played extremely well in that game, really all over the field. Had a sack, had a couple TFLs, I think he had 4+ TFLs on the day. And just really played well. And then defensive line-wise, kind of collectively as a whole, that group moved the line of scrimmage, and it makes it tough to pitch the ball and do some of those option things when the defensive linemen are in the backfield. So, all in all, really pleased with the performance. I'm excited about our opportunity to get to prep this week, go on the road and play a really good ETSU team. So with that, we'll open it up for questions.
Coach, you talk about the things you like doing, right? Running football, running first, second downs, converting on special teams, things like that. You talk about it being your most complete game, but what in your mind does a perfect game look like to you? Is that achievable?
No, like there's always something that you can work on, right? If you ever think you've got it down, you haven't. But things that are really good indicators for me, that situational football, the 3rd and 4th down percentages, both how you hold them defensively and how you excel in offense. The turnover margin, which are 2 things that we had to, we talked about cleaning that up. We didn't have a turnover last week. So those 2 things are big indicators. And then to me, the other one, you're never going to play perfect if you're playing aggressive, but eliminating penalties, right? I think we only had 6 penalties on the day, and most of them were just playing hard type situations. So, those are the things that if you are doing well in those 3 stat lines, it's usually a pretty good indicator that you've played almost clean football. So those are, and then red zone scoring, we were 3 of 3. So those are the things I look at, but the perfect game is unattainable.
But, just offensively, it seems like it's taken a whole step up since you guys made the quarterback change. What are you guys seeing in practice every day as a coaching staff and things like that? Like, what's changed since the start of the season?
We're protecting the QB better. The running game's improved significantly, and again, that goes back to what our offensive line's been able to do. And then 2, Braden's just playing really high level. I mean, he opened the game with 9 straight completions again, and so there's a consistency, there's an anticipation. He's getting the ball out quickly. Our receivers are catching the ball in position where they can have yak yardage, and anytime we use the term stay on schedule. So like when you're efficient on 1st and 2nd down, it makes 3rd down and manageable much easier, and that presents a greater spectrum of plays that you can run to achieve those things and move the ball. And we come out, we talked about starting fast, we go down the field in 3 plays, and those option teams don't play well usually from behind when they're run centric, and so getting up early was something we really harped on this week in practice, and we were able to do that.
And then looking ahead to East Tennessee, what's really standing out to you as a coach? You kind of talked about it in the opening statement, but what else do you guys really feel like you need to prepare for this week?
Sure, I think they're really well coached. I have a lot of respect for Coach Healy. Coach Staggs, their defensive coordinator, has been around. I mean, they have a veteran staff. I think they've probably been as aggressive in the portal, one, because they've had to with the amount of transfers, but I think just roster-wise, top to bottom, they're probably one of the more complete rosters in the conference. They've done a good job in the portal. Their quarterback was a guy that's played at 2 different Big Ten schools and seems to be settling in. And the McNamara kid, they have a North Carolina transfer that comes in and runs the ball occasionally. And then they have playmakers. Number 4, Hakeem Meggett's a kid that played for us at Lenoir-Rhyne early in his career as a true freshman. And so, we're familiar with some of those guys. And again, that's a team that was, a couple plays away from really being in the thick of the conference championship last week. So they run around, they play hard defensively, they bring a fair amount of pressure, provide a bunch of different looks, and then you see the same skill and talent level show up in the special teams game. So I think it's a pretty complete roster, and they play hard.
And you talked about it 4 weeks ago when the season started, we over me, that whole thing. Are you seeing more buy-in from the guys as the season's gone on? When you guys have individual success, team success, or vice versa. Is that just improving as the season goes on?
Yeah, we've harped on that, and the proof was in the pudding last year with what we did. The team was the most successful it ever been, and in conjunction with that, we had the most individual awards. And I think it's not even about the awards; it's just about playing better and holding each other accountable on and off the field. Like, we talked about doing things right today. On today's technically their NCAA required day off, so show up for breakfast check and then go to class, sit in the first 2 rows. Like, all that stuff matters and how you function. And we're working hard to be more complete in that aspect as a team. And as we are more complete each and every week, our practice habits have improved, and we've seen the results on the field.
I guess the big historic numbers, obviously from Brady, but also C.J. Miller as well. Just talk about the energy after that big run. He just had nowhere but field turf in front of him after he broke free.
Sure. When you're up 17-0 at half, you talk about putting teams away. And I think as you get close to being a really good team, you have to talk about having that killer instinct. And, we scored points in each quarter, as well as pitching the shutout, but we scored points in each quarter, and then to have 2 big plays there late in the game. Obviously the long run, I felt like that really, not only energized our sideline, but it's just good for everybody. That may have been the nail in the coffin. And then our defense gets another huge 4th down stop. They have several on the day, and we get the ball back, and we're able to convert that to really go ahead with Kendall Harris. And he did a great job getting in. And again, I can't say enough about the defense. I thought arguably the most critical play in the game was there's about a minute left in the first half. They were down on the 17-yard line. 4th and inches, they tried the tush push, and we got great surge, and we're able to stop them on 4th down. That kept them scoreless in the first half. It kept them from gaining any momentum, and I thought that was really a critical play in the game for us, as much as CJ's long touchdown.
You already mentioned
Yeah, Dabs has been really good for us. He's a guy that can run, and he's really significantly improved his hands and just the polish of what he does as a wide receiver from route running and whatnot. And again, like it was a great throw by Braden. It was a great catch by him because it was pretty well covered there in the end zone on the first touchdown. And then again on the second one, he just ran a great route and was open and finished. And again, starting fast, getting points on the board, and really for us more so in the red zone, not settling for field goals, but actually getting touchdowns was critical this time.
This may not come into play as a coach, but they've kind of had a mixed bag so far. Like interesting opponents: Tennessee, West Georgia, Murray State. But this will be you guys' third conference game, their first. Do you think that gives you any better sense of the landscape? But obviously they're different teams. So.
No, I don't know that it really matters. I mean, we're so locked in on like the next week up. I think, certainly for them, just like it is for anybody, anytime you're the reigning conference champion, anytime you're picked preseason #1, that target remains regardless of what's going on in your season. People want to show up and play well when they play against you. And, they made it a night game. They'll have a bunch of people there. The University of Tennessee is on the road, so regionally they should have more folks in the stands. And we expect a great atmosphere and a really good game on Saturday. It's quiet today. Nothing else?
Anything else for Coach? All right, thank you.
Oh, good. Thank you all.
Okay, we've got offensive player, defensive player. Let's go to the defensive side of the ball first. Let's go to one of our defensive backs, Carmelo O'Neal. Carmelo, if you will, tell them a little bit about yourself, where you're from, where you played high school ball, and then how you think the season's going.
Okay. Nice. How is everybody doing today? My name is Carmelo, and I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I went to Westlake High School. I feel like the season's going good. I feel like as the weeks begin to build up, we begin to bond with each other more. I feel like coach is pushing us just to do the right thing. Like, you just go to breakfast check, make sure you go to class in the front two rows. I feel like once everything gets done right, everything can flow better. And, yeah.
Carmelo, how are you feeling about this upcoming game, and how do you feel about Saturday's game against the Citadel?
I'll start with Citadel. I feel like against the Citadel, everything clicked right. I feel like we were able to stop the run. We knew they was going to try to come with a little bit of tricky plays. We knew the type of offense they ran with the speed option and everything. So I feel like everything clicked. We were able to stop everything on the outside, the cornerbacks and the safeties. And I feel like the run, just the front four and the front six with the linebackers included, I feel like it was just every gap was fit right. The D-line got some push. But about ETSU, I feel like they run a fast-paced offense, so everybody just gotta know what we doing. We're gonna have some calls for everything. So they run wide offense. We've been watching film. We see what everything.
And how do you feel the DB room has kind of come together as the season's gone on? I think a lot of people are talking about, like you mentioned, the front four, the linebackers, things like that. But how's the back end of things looking for you guys as a team?
I feel like the back end is looking good. I feel like as we get to talk more on the field, we get to come together more to be able to communicate on the field. Sometimes we got a little one-word sentences that we say when you got different communication with different guys. See me, I play corner, so depending on the safety on my side, I know like what words we use and different type of things. Feel me? So I feel like we getting better each week. We've been getting better since fall camp, and then we got the receivers we have. They just push us every day, so you have no choice but to get better.
And everybody seems like they're fast in a paired uniform, right? Even on the offensive side of the ball and on the defensive side of the ball. So I'm sure it's tough.
Yeah, we teach speed.
What's the benefit of it? Seems like a cliche question, maybe a silly question, but what's the benefit of speed?
I feel like on the defensive side,
Yeah.
I feel like the benefit of speed is really everything. It's like the more speed you got, the different type of angles you can take to make tackles. I feel like like, okay, if I'm playing this type of technique, then I got speed, so I know I can let them get up on my heels. Or, like, you feel me, you just different techniques you can use and different ways you could be able to play better defense. Switch it up sometimes.
How much do you guys value going up there and getting that shutout on the road, you guys?
Getting a shutout against any team is great. So I feel like when we got a shutout, we valued it amazing. I feel like getting the shutout just shows you how your defense is supposed to play. So once somebody does score, you look back at the shutout and see like nobody. It's possible that nobody should score on it. So I feel like, I mean, we got some donuts for the shutout. I feel like the shutout it was pleasant. Just C0.
For you as a defensive back, what was the prep like for a team that runs a lot of options?
I feel like the prep was just eyes. Like for a team against Citadel, this is when you have to work on your eyes because like they'll run, then run a double move or run a trick play. So just having good eyes the whole game, not getting caught sleeping or not getting caught up out there trying to take a play off or something. I feel like that's what type of game against Citadel.
And then this game this week, what do you maybe the whole defensive back room or just you as a player, what are you looking forward to the most about going out there for another conference game? What are you looking for from their wide receivers?
For going up to another conference game, I feel like I'm looking for the good atmosphere, the good weather, to be able to play. I feel like from the receivers, I'm looking for quick, fast, speedy receivers, going to get to the outside, get to their routes. They like to break it down short, but they can go deep too. So I feel like from the receivers, I'm looking to get some great work, looking to shut them down.
Anything else for Carmelo? All right, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All right, let's go to the offensive side of the ball. We're blessed to have some depth in that tight end room, and let's bring up Sawyer Burt. Sawyer, tell folks where you're from and a little bit of statement how you think the year's going.
Yes, sir. I'm Sawyer Burt. I'm from Fort Payne, Alabama. I played in Fort Payne High School. This is my 4th year here. So this year, I feel like as a team, we're getting better each week. I feel like our confidence is improving each week. Like Mello said, the shutout win and scoring that many points builds a lot of confidence for your team. And the confidence is something that we're going to need to bring into this week because ETSU is a really good football team. But yeah, I think we're getting better each week. So
Sawyer, it's tough maybe not to get a catch or the ball come your way, but like how's it going in the tight end room right now? Just like the depth you guys have and just kind of building up on what you guys did last year and before.
yes, so yeah, it's going good. The depth is for sure something that's really good for us, but it allows us each week in practice to compete with each other, and competing with each other every week in practice is getting everybody better. So I feel like it's been a really good thing.
And then for you guys as a group, is it, now that you're trying to get the running game a little bit more, just being a blocking tight end, it's just as important as getting out and getting the pattern and things like that. Are you guys emphasizing more of that, working more with the offensive line, just kind of protecting the quarterback, protecting the running backs, things like that?
For sure. Yeah, in practice we're working with the O-line for a few periods every week in individual drills, working with them, getting our combos and stuff right. Run blocking, I mean, when CJ broke that big run, Malik Simmons, he was one of the blocking tight ends on the field at that point. And when CJ ran it or broke it, I mean, he was kind of one of the lead blocks on that play. And like after he scored, our tight ends coach was chest bumping with him on the sideline stuff. It was almost like he called a pass to score. So we take pride in blocking well because, I mean, it's like what Coach always says, you do your 1/11th on the field and good things happen. And he did his 1/11th that time. So.
And being a part of that, on a run block or even something like that, are you communicating with the quarterback, or communicating with the guy next to you if you're lined up next to a tackle or something? Are you going to tell him, hey, I see this, or you got what's that communication?
For sure. Communication is one of the most important parts because everybody needs to know who's blocking who, which way, left or right. We're talking with the tackles every play, just about. Not as much with the quarterbacks just because we're not close to them, but with the tackles. And even all the way through the line, we're talking with the center sometimes on what's on the outside, changing calls and whatnot. So.
And what are you looking forward to this week against the SEC?
It's good. It's a good game. They're a good team. It's like Mello said, it's going to be a good environment. They bring a lot of pressure, so being able to block stuff up right will be key, I think. Yeah.
You've been with this program for a little bit now. You've been here for really a surge. Do you feel like you got to Mercer at the right time?
Yes, sir, I do. Whenever I was being recruited here, that was one thing that I looked at was you could tell Mercer was on the up. So that was for sure.
Being a leader in the locker room now, I mean, what are you telling some of the younger guys, not only on offense, but even just some of the younger guys in general? Because it seems like there's a standard here now of how things are supposed to go.
I mean, coach tells everybody every week to do your 111th on the field, but there's 104 guys on the team. I think if you can do your 104th, I mean, for look guys, give them the best look you can give. For guys that are playing, doing your part of it. I mean, so everybody has a part. Everybody is contributing in some way, and you just got to remind guys of that sometimes because, I mean, younger guys may not be playing as much and maybe down on themselves thinking, what can I do? But everybody has a part.
Kind of putting you on the spot a little bit. Do you have like a favorite play you've made at Mercer or play, even if maybe it's one you were involved in on the block, anything like that? Sticks out to you?
Yeah, I mean, I finally got in the end zone last year, so I would say that's probably my favorite play. But I mean, I mean, obviously you want the ball. You want the ball. You want to be the guy to make a play. But I enjoy blocking a lot because when everybody blocks it upright, it looks pretty. So, but I mean, yeah, like the long run that CJ broke last weekend. That's a good play because 79 yards was a school record, longest run ever. But yeah, I would say for sure when I scored last year, that's my favorite play.
Where do you feel like everyone's at this year in terms of how excited are they for the rest of the season? I mean, you've been here through a few ups and downs in a year, but I think after a win like that, we're probably pretty upset.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can't look too far ahead. You just got to, I mean, it's 1 week at a time. But, I mean, everybody's for sure excited because, I mean, ETSU being as good as they are on paper, if we can win this game, I feel like it could springboard us pretty good in the conference and set us up pretty good. So.
It feels like tight ends these days are getting a lot more love in the NFL. They're almost kind of like maybe bigger receivers, right? Like, is there a tight end you really like watching, or just really like, man, he's bigger, man, this guy really stands out to me when you watch the pros or even like college ranks as well?
Yeah, I love watching George Kittle just because he loves to block also, but he also can be a playmaker with the ball in his hands. So.
All right, anything, Sawyer? I thought for sure they would ask you your all-time most favorite singing group.
Yeah.
You've been from Fort Payne, you better share who your most favorite group is.
It's the band Alabama for sure because they're from Fort Payne.
All right. Thank you, Sawyer. All right, thanks for being here today. Again, kickoff at 5:30 Saturday night from Johnson City, and we hope to see you back here next week when we resume once again. All right, media members, help yourself.